Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jack Cowden will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter and tear like a Reese.
He's gonna persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's the underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's gonna put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking these scriptures just before the bang. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believed in life. I took so many risks to make this thing happen, you know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven.
Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you gonna stay where you at, or are you gonna move up?
Feel the bangers. Feel the bangers.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
Cut her ass off because she could I can reread.
Yo, what it do, good people? Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. Y'all already know it's your host Fleetwood JR, and we back. It's season 6, episode 1, Songbird Stories, featuring Ciara Alis, award-winning R&B Artist of the Year at the 7th Annual Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta 2023. Lakeland's own singer and songwriter. Before we bring her in, though, we got to show you what's going on for real. This is Ciara Alis, I Want You.
Falling hard, falling fast. Need to slow it down, make it last.
Yeah, that's what we need right now.
The chemistry, but baby, I'm a bounce. I need this energy. I love the way you check on me, even when I don't call.
When the last time y'all heard some vocals like this?
Love the way you take the time to try and figure out just what I like. You treat me right, I'm moving anyhow. I want you so bad, but I ain't got the time to play around again. So can you make it past all my damage, flaws, and insecurity? If you tell me you are bad, baby, you can have it all of me. Let me be your only habit, like a drug addict. Can't get off of me, baby, you're the realest. You know that I'm the illest, good company. But I can promise you, I know if this is meant to be. Yeah, falling hard.
Can't tell me you don't feel that in your soul.
Need to slow it down, make it last.
Okay,
it's
then.
clear to see the chemistry, but baby, I'm a bounce. I need this energy. It's something about the way you hold my body all night long. Kiss me on my cheek to let me know I'm not alone. I love the way you don't be pressed when I ain't got the time to let you know you're on my mind. You know I'll get you right. You so bad, I ain't got the time to play around again. So can you make it past all my damage, flaws, and insecurity? If you tell me you are bad, baby, you can have it all of me. Let me be your only habit, like a drug addict. Can't get off of me, baby, you're the realest. You know that I'm the illest.
May R&B great again.
I can promise you, I know
Real talk.
this is meant to be. Yeah.
It's Ciara Alis, I Want You, out right now on YouTube. Make sure you check it out. But we got to bring the queen in right now.
Hey.
What's going on, queen? How you feeling?
I'm doing well. Blessed to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
That's what's up. Yeah, we got Wendy Sith on Instagram. She say she got me because I love R&B. She already said she a fan already. That's
Thank you. Thank you.
You always gonna win the people over with that sound though. Like I told you, like you can't get rid of it. You know, that's like that Michelet type feel or the Mariah Carey. Like you just feel good when you hear them vocals though.
Thank you.
That's what's up. So welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. Like I said, it's an honor to have you on the platform. We appreciate you giving us the opportunity to give your flowers. So as we push the importance of knowing ourselves, How would those closest to you describe Ciara Alis as a person outside the artistry?
Um, Giving, loving, supportive. Um, Truthfully, and that might sound cliche, but literally anyone in my life would say, all of those things. And I know, because that's just simply who I am. And like I don't even have to try. It's just like a genuine love that I have for anybody who I come in contact with. So yeah.
Organic vibes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tiffany Nicole too on Instagram. She said, "Hi, beautiful."
Hi,
That's
thank you.
what's up. Hey, the vibes is giving right now. So, while we're like over the halfway mark of 2024, like how has this year been treating you thus far, and like what are some things you learned so far in this year?
Oh man, no, this year was definitely full of a lot of lessons. Like I can't believe like there's still like half a year left. Because a lot has happened. Just as far as within my career, learning to really take a step back and pay attention to the moves, that I'm making when it comes to, decisions for my career. Like it's nice to put your career in other people's hands and kind of ride and cruise control. But often sometimes what happens is you end up going in directions you probably necessarily shouldn't be in. So really this year is just teaching me to own my career and take ownership of my growth. Like I can go as far as I allow myself to, and as long as I go get it, I can have it.
I feel that. Soon as
Yeah.
you said like take control and ownership of your craft, it's like
Yeah.
I can tell already you're not gonna be going if they ain't talking no good
Right.
business, because it's like
Right.
I couldn't imagine, as an artist, it's like, okay, you get to the next level, but then you're told like I don't have control of my artistry no more. Like what I
Right.
worked so hard for, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It'd be a
Yeah.
different feeling then,
Yeah.
But let's take it from the top, a native
Sure.
of Lakeland, Florida. Like, what was it like growing up there from your perspective in Central Florida?
Um, I really enjoyed it. It's I think it's country. Some people don't feel like it's country, and maybe I just like feel like it's country because I enjoyed kind of some of that like lifestyle. Because I'm mixed, so like I got the best of like, both worlds. But I enjoyed it. Like I grew up hunting and fishing, camping, like going to the mud hole, like in the big truck, slinging mud, like so like I had a good time growing up.
That what's up. Real
Yeah.
talk. So, can you describe your earliest memories in your childhood of being exposed to music?
Um. So the earliest memory that I have, and I'm not sure if I can only recollect it because like my parents have talked about it so much as I grew up. But it's like it might be my memory or it's their memory that they placed there. But it was the Tyrese Coca-Cola commercial. And I do actually remember this like a little bit, but my mom had this vanity and I would just get up there and I would take her brush off her vanity and I would just sing that commercial. And then I fell in love with Tyrese apparently. So, yep,
Mhm. Nah,
earliest
for
memory.
real. And then it's like speaking on them times back then, you had to hit it on point because when
Yeah,
stuff come on, and it's like you can't rewind back and do it. You gotta wait till
right.
it come back on again. Real.
Exactly. Yep.
So, when it comes to your family too, like how did growing up in a talented family influence your career in music?
Um, so it was bittersweet because like I didn't get to really like start being athletic until like maybe like my eighth grade year when I tried out for a competitive cheerleading squad. But my dad was just very big. Like growing up, like you could only have so many electives, you know what I mean? And my dad, like I had to be in music, I had to be in chorus. Like my
Mhm.
dad, like his biggest thing was like he didn't want me to be like a dumb singer. Like, oh, she can sing, but
Mhm.
can she read music? Can she play that song on a keyboard to learn what the melody is, So it was like growing up, like my dad was very strict on me just because he's like, if this is something you want, like you're gonna take it serious. So it went from kind of fun, like he wasn't like no like Joe Jackson or nothing, like it wasn't none of that.
Yeah.
But he was just very supportive, and he knew better than I did, like he was wiser than I was. And I'm glad that I did listen, even though I wanted to be running with my friends at PE.
Nah, I feel that. It was like,
Yeah.
you learn to love it and like it, but at the same time, it's discipline. Like if this is what you want,
Right.
we gonna give you an extra push on it. And there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that because, like you say, like being in music too, because I actually was in band like my sixth and
Okay.
seventh grade year. And
Okay.
like I feel like, yeah, during them time periods, because that's kind of like when I really like started, getting into music and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
the rhythm, learning how to read music, the sound.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what really helped me a lot too. When it
Yeah.
comes to, not playing an instrument anymore, but just when I want
Right.
to record and write music, it's like that was a
Yeah.
big
It's
help.
embedded in you now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Um, so what are one of the first songs you remember singing, and how did it make you feel?
Um, First song that I really, really sang, um, was His Eyes on the Sparrow. And being that it is a gospel song, like I always felt like when I would sing gospel, like God was singing through me. Like it was like he sent an angel down to just because I would always sound so I always sounded more confident. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just because I'm not afraid when I sing gospel. Like I'm just giving it to God.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I definitely felt uplifted and like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
You just felt it, like the energy, some
Yeah.
type of energy in the
Yeah.
background.
For
That's
sure. Yep.
real.
Yeah.
So when it comes to music, how did the music of the 80s and 90s shape your musical style?
Um, I really like it. Some people think it hinders me, and they could be 100% correct. Um, but it's just because like I have a really hard time adapting to what's going on in today's music, which is probably, gonna cause me to take a little bit of a longer route, than some may. But I can't, like I love it, like I love like that old school, like make you feel it music. I don't want to be
Real
angry all the
talk.
time. I don't want to be toxic, like why do I have to do this? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. Like I know it's necessary. I'm an
mhm,
artist, like, and if I want to be an entertainer, I need to be able to connect to people.
right.
So I have started like branching out, trying to work with a couple different writers, just to try to change up my style a little bit, like because I can sing anything. I've sang country, rock, rap, like I literally anything I put my mind to, I could do and it sounds great. So it's just building that team and having that team of people who, see that vision as well and know how to blend it with my style and not completely like change it.
Yeah. Like I feel like even if you were to come out with one of the industry type records, like the ones that they're looking for in a sense, like you
Yeah.
say from your style to that, I feel like even if you was to like, okay, this record jumped out, but now I'm gonna introduce the real me. I feel
Right.
like it's gonna hit
True.
even much harder
Yeah.
because people wouldn't expect it, because it's like
Right.
you gotta kind of like dilute yourself a little bit,
Right.
and then
No,
give
that
it to
makes
them.
sense. Yeah.
But some people though, I feel like not the same with everybody though, because it's like once you come out with that style, it's like that's what people want from you. Like
Yeah. So then
you
when you
can't,
don't give it to them, they're like,
yeah,
what's
like
this? Like, what you got going
like I can't come out with no trap record and then all of a sudden I want to just
on?
be conscious.
Right.
Like they're gonna be like, what? Like, you
Right.
know, this
Yeah, because
man,
your
get your
audience,
man.
yeah, like
Get your
like
man. Real talk.
oh man.
Nah, but I feel like, long as you stand organic to yourself and like you say, make a little bit
Yeah.
adjustments here and there, but still keeping
Yeah.
yourself authentic, ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it. Can you share any specific influences, from that era that have impacted your sound?
Um, I mean, realistically, like I have my major like, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey,
Mm,
um, from, that side of it. Then like I really enjoyed like Faith Hill, Shania Twain. Those are country singers. So I really like back in the day, like Mariah Carey was probably number one just because like I would mimic her and like imitate her. Because it was
Man,
a challenge, you know what I mean? If you could sing a Mariah Carey song and you could hit every note, like you doing something, you know? So
right, nah,
um
facts.
yeah, so I used to study like her music so much just because her range was so incredible. Like to be able, you know what I mean, to move through your vocal range like that effortlessly, like that was always a goal of mine and still is, you know, like every single day I'm learning more about my voice. And that's one thing I do enjoy, you know, with working with other writers because it challenges me and I'm doing things with my voice and I'm like, you know, like I might hear it and I'm like, I cannot do that. And then I get in
Yeah.
the booth and it's like, what? So yeah, yeah,
Nah, when
those would be my influences.
you said Mariah Carey, I'm like, when I was young, that was one of the ones, them singers that like won me over. Like I was
Right.
just like, she's man. Like look,
Yeah.
like one of them songs is like, you know, it's like I'm singing it, but it's like on my time only. Like I'm
Right.
vibing to it, you know, like
Yep.
but
Exactly.
yeah. Nah, it was a time though. But so which artist? So I put Mariah Carey in there, right? So which
Okay.
other top 4 artists, dead or alive, would you put, you know, in your top? And what made them stand out to you as an artist? You got 4 more.
Okay, and this is from like back then.
Yeah, this from then, now. It's just
Okay,
you
so
got
just total,
yeah, you
like
got a
as a
total of
whole.
5, but I already know Mariah up there somewhere.
All right. Oh man. All right.
I
Brian
swear.
McKnight.
Okay.
Brian McKnight. Mariah Carey. Mary J. Blige. Um, I really did enjoy Alicia Keys, but I didn't follow a lot of her stuff, but I really did enjoy Alicia Keys. Um,
Okay.
and then right now, like I'm really rocking with Snow Allegra and Lucky Day.
Okay. Yeah, it's that 5. I always do it. So you be like,
Yeah.
but nah, that's a good little
Yeah.
lineup. So when it comes to singing and songwriting, like early on, did you take any vocal lessons or are you like mostly just self-taught?
Um, so I don't really, I mean, obviously, like I was in chorus my whole
Yeah,
life, you know, I sang in the choir, I sang at church. So
yeah.
I was constantly like working out my vocals. Um, I've never really had like one-on-one vocal coaching.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, I have like, okay, if I have a solo, you know, for this or for that, but as far as just like consistent, like working on my voice, no, don't. I know I need to, so don't judge. Like that is on
Nah.
the checklist of things to do. But yeah, so for the most part, you know, in a group setting and then self-taught.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna judge because a lot of, you know, when you're self-taught, it's like when you do take those lessons, it's like it's not so much you gotta work on more. It's more
Yeah,
so just tuning it and adjusting it
right.
here and there, you know. But you already found your lane, you know.
Thank you.
Um, so how did you begin writing your own songs? Like what was the process like in the beginning?
Um, Well, see, it was a little bit different back when I started. I wrote my first song when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And it was a little bit different back then because I didn't know like anything about like an instrumental or like a beat. Like I didn't know I could like have that, you know? So like most everything I wrote was just off of like hearing a beat or a melody in my head and just writing. But I wrote a lot of poetry as well. Like I've always been like a hopeless romantic and like always writing like you know poems to my imaginary Prince Charming. um and that was just kind of like the influence. Like I think growing up I was so obsessed with love as a whole. I think that's where a lot of my influence to be creative came from, you know, like just in fairy tale land imagining, you know, this perfect life. So yeah.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Cause I mean, even the music back then gave you them type of vibes. Like
Yeah.
when you talk about the current state of R&B right now, dudes ain't even getting wet in the rain no more singing to their women. You feel me? Like they dry
No.
and they like it's just different. You know, like
Yeah.
they ain't standing outside the window with the boom box.
Right.
They're
Nope.
singing to it. Like it's just different.
Mm-mm.
Like how they be showing them memes, like, you know, back then we'll see the music videos with them dancing in the rain, you got
Yeah.
served, and they're like, you don't even see that no more. Like,
Yeah.
crazy. You know, in what ways are you, working on your voice and refining your sound right now?
Yeah, so mostly just using my vocals every single day, because there was a point in time where I was only singing like on days I had to go to the studio, or on like nights where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write. But what I realized is, like, I wasn't, like, in my mind, like, okay, I'm saving my voice, but like I think I forgot that, like, this is literally a muscle, you know what I mean? And it's like, the more I work on it, like, the better results I get. Like, I'm literally finding my whistle register again. And I posted this on my story just because I was so excited. I immediately called my producer, because he's been working with me since, shoot, I was like, probably for the last like 10 years. So,
Yeah.
and when I first started working with him, like, I was hitting these like outrageous notes, you know? And then like I just stopped singing that much. I hadn't sang for quite a few years actually. And then I just got back into music. I dropped my first song 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And so when I'm just sitting and I'm just singing, like working my vocals, like going through playlists of songs from like back in the 90s, like where the octaves were crazy, you know, and just singing them. And I hit a note and I immediately called my producer, like, it's back, it's coming back, like I'm getting it back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was so excited.
Nah, I understand that feeling. Cause sometimes you, like, as a creative, like, necessarily, like, music is life. Like, it ain't gonna really go nowhere. Like, you could
I
stop
just
for maybe.
realized we're out of my headphone. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear
It
you
doesn't sound crazy.
a little bit.
It does.
A little bit.
If I
Not
try,
too not too bad though. Like, you clear. Like, I can still
okay,
hear you. Yeah.
so should I just leave it alone?
Man, you can do I can hear you. Can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we good.
Okay.
So yeah, as a creative, like, even with me, like, writing music and stuff, like, I could stop for 6 months, increments or whatever, and like, it's just me living life at that moment. Then when I come back, like, kind of recently, I had to just splurge of inspiration where, like, I maybe have did 10 songs within the last 2 weeks, and like the momentum, the drive. That's why I was like, it's time for me to step back out and really just hit this one hard, because I have the moments, but
Yeah.
it's almost like when you get back to it, it's like a muscle memory. It
Yeah.
just comes back,
Yeah.
But I do agree though, when you don't take breaks and you're constantly working, you're gonna see the same results too,
Right.
even
Right.
10 times
It's
probably
really,
better.
you have to know. You have to just know what works best for your craft, your talent, like your voice, like, you know.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
facts. So how do you continue to evolve your music and craft over time, as you're getting back to the how can I say, the starting line again? Not even the starting line, but just jumping back into your craft.
Um.
Like,
You said,
what
how
you
do
would
I
say the
feel?
plan is.
Like, how do I feel?
Like, what you feel the plan is right now, like, that you're executing, as you getting back to it.
Yeah. So right now, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, the number one thing that I'm focused on is my engagement, my streams. Like, I need to figure out the science behind the talent. You know what I mean? Like, I need to figure out like the business. So that's what I'm studying more of. You know, taking different little online classes just to kind of try to learn this system, because it's different. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, I literally could not wait for the day that I could stand at a gas station with my little CDs and like pass them out to
Mhm.
people. Like, I dreamed of that. Like, that was
Yeah.
a goal, you know? Like,
That
and
was
that's
the
not a
way
thing
too.
anymore. It's not a
That
thing. So
Yeah, you're right. I
yeah.
mean, it kind of still is though.
Who
Like, in a
who
way,
who's
like,
playing CDs?
no, not the CDs though. Now it's like QR codes, So it's like,
True. Okay.
yeah, like I kind of like flipped it. I'm like, it's kind of the same hustle, but I do agree with that, because when I came to Atlanta like years back, dude was like from Alabama and stuff, and they had the CDs, and dude, like, you don't have I'm looking at the presentation. You
Right.
don't have the cover art. It's a CD with some black marker on it, it's something burnt. Now I'm inspecting it because I know
Right.
I used to burn CDs and do everything like this. So
Oh
I'm looking
my
at the back
god.
like I can tell it's burnt, but I don't know what's on here. Wait, let me
Right.
step back again. I don't know who you are. Your presentation to me didn't
Right.
engage. You just saying, hey, bro, just listen to my music, bro. Just give me what
Right.
up. Give me $5. Now you asking me for money too. So I'm looking for some type of like, you know how like you go to New Orleans, they ask you for some money, they showing you what's going
Right.
on. I ain't
Right.
got nothing to be excited about, you know. So
Right.
I'm just like, man, I'm just
Mhm.
like, I supported one person and I'm sitting there listening to the music. I just got the stare face. Like,
Yeah.
dog, still like in early 2006 and 7, you know, and it's like I'm hearing like a not even a rich boy throw them D's type of record, but I'm just
Right.
like, it ain't hitting to me, you know. But I respected the
Aw.
hustle, but I just didn't. I don't know. It was a different type of strategy, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's still lit. It's just no CDs no more. So it's like
Right.
one way I look at it, I'll get like a pocket size card or whatever. Go
Mhm.
on Vista Print. It got a dope presentation by the way the card looks. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah.
visually make people look at it. So when they
Right.
flip it over, I remember doing that with the tape I dropped last year. And yeah, they scan it back and then go straight to the streams
Yeah.
versus CDs. Is like, but I do miss that era though. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I dreamt of it. Like I just grew
Yeah.
up like waiting for the day that I could do that. And I mean, I did do something close. Now, mind you, like I have business cards, I do shirts, and I have like my water bottles with my label on it and stuff like that for like events. But the closest thing I did to that was when I first got back into music. So like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, me and my sister went to Ybor and stood on a corner. This was like a
Mhm.
crazy hectic night. Stood on a corner and literally airdropped my music to everybody that would pop up on my phone. Like I'm just hitting it, hitting it, hitting it. I'm doing it, she's doing it. Like we're just sending my music to like all these people. And like on the airdrop it had my IG name. You know what I mean? So because I don't know, I had to do something. Like I'm getting back out here. I'm trying to
Yeah.
hustle. I'm trying to figure it
That
out.
was genius though. For
Yeah,
real.
and it was so funny hearing people like, "Who the fuck is Ciara?" Sorry if I'm
Nah, you
they're like,
good.
like they
Yeah.
were getting mad, but I didn't care. Like you're gonna accept it. They would
Yeah.
decline it, and I kept doing it like I was being aggy as fuck. Like
Yeah.
nope, nope, nope. Finally, they'd accept it. And they like, "Oh, who's Ciara?" And then
Nah, I
finally, at
feel
that
that.
point, when I knew like they weren't gonna jump me, my sister's like, "Right here, this is
Nah, I feel that. Cause I definitely tried to do the airdrop run, but I was like, man, this ain't for me. Cause
her."
I'm
It's
like,
over now, though. They stopped it. Like you have to be in their contacts, or they have to accept everyone. I'm like, how rude. Yeah.
man, I feel like it's still some type of way around it though.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
real talk. Uh so let's talk about the performances. So when it comes to your, first performances, like which one was the most memorable and how did it impact you?
Probably the most memorable one for me probably was the Ride in Big Car show. And I think just because it was like sharing a stage with like all these, these great people, who have cracked the code and, who have broken the industry. It was just nice to like feel myself in that same space, and like it was dope. Like we were there all day. We had so much merch. Like we took so much merch out there. I had my dancers, had security with like my name on their shirts, and I'm like, okay. Like it was a nice like reminder of what I'm doing all this for. Like to see my family and my friends. Just like have something to be proud of. And I loved that one.
Nah, facts. It's moments like that that let you know it's like reassurance to yourself because you
Right.
already know you that. But it's like when you putting yourself in them places, like, yeah, I'm there. Like I'm doing it.
Right. That one, yeah.
So when it comes to stage presence, like what role, does that play in your performances and how do you prepare for it?
So I've posted some of the like BTS footage of dance rehearsals. Dance rehearsals are honestly sometimes very comical because like your girl right here, like that's why I'm back in the gym now because I'm working on the cardio. But yeah, like we do dance rehearsals. We rehearse for every performance that we have. And once I get on that stage, like nothing matters. Like literally nothing matters. And I enjoy it. Like it's literally like a drug for me. Like I love being on stage.
Nah, facts. Then when you seeing everybody reaction and all that, it's just like people don't understand the power. Like it just feel different, you know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to music, you know, what does it mean to you personally and professionally?
Um, so that's the thing. And I'm not gonna regret saying this because it's the truth. But for me, like for me right now, I think I have to work on getting out of making it so personal. You know what I mean? But it's just simply because it really is, that personal to me. Music has gotten me through a lot of things, like a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about me, unless like you're like my closest friend or my family. Like I've gone through a lot of things, and music has been that therapy for me. Um, so finding myself in a space where now, and this is where I think it's clicking now, because like I'm not waiting on anybody. I'm not looking for a handout. Like I'm busting my ass. I'm investing in myself. So like I'm starting to see like this shit got to pay off, like I need to see a return on this investment at some point,
Facts.
So it's like once I started like really going hard for myself, um that's when the professional side of it kicked in. Like I love this, but I need to love the money too, So
For the
but
love of
that's
money. Straight up.
yeah.
Nah, but even in the time where we at now, it's like it's so wide open for
Mhm.
that to happen. You know, it used to be you needed to be on the label or know
Yeah.
somebody to get in the door. Now it's like it's on you. You got all the tools. You can build it yourself. You can build your audience and go from there. It's just about how you market it, you know. And then even speaking of signing the situation, it's like you can come with leverage now, you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
mhm.
for sure.
so, so how do you balance staying true to your artistic vision with the commercial demands of the industry? Kind of how we reiterated earlier, where
Hmm.
you know the music you want to put out, but then you also know like you looking at the business side, like So
Yeah.
how do you balance it? When you coming up with music?
So essentially, like there was literally a point where like I did not want to say cuss words in my music. Like I didn't want, like I would cringe, like I would cringe at doing it. But it was like I when I'm writing, like this is what makes sense for this part. But then I'm like, I
Mhm.
gotta figure something else out for me, unless somebody else about to sing this. Um but then I just like I had to just free myself, you know what I mean? And if it sounds good and I feel good, like that's all that matters to me. You know what I mean? As long as like I can't like sing no like booty hole brown type shit. Like
Yeah,
that I just couldn't do.
yeah.
I couldn't, I mean, I guess I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I guess for the right number, maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I can say is like I I have daughters, so I'm a mother first. So I'm gonna do as much as I feel comfortable. If my children were to accidentally see this, you
Nah,
know.
fact. I
So and
feel
that's
that.
that's bottom line. Now, mind you, I do have a song coming out, and the video's already done, and it's. I'm telling you, like, do not watch it with anyone's children whatsoever.
But at the same time, it's like when you say that, remember it was a time period where adults had their lane and kids had their
Right.
lane.
Now,
We
but
had
now it's
to,
all blurred. Everything's
yeah.
so blurred. Like the children are exposed to literally everything.
And as
Like,
soon as they pick up, is there. The world is there. Like I was
yeah,
like, I'm telling my nephew, like, man, you don't know how hard we used to have to work to get this just to see probably BET after dark to watch the
right.
Tip Jill video
I
and
used
not
to
like
literally have to I used to put a cover over my TV so my parents couldn't see the light, and then be like under it with it muted and like turn it just up enough.
had
Like,
to
are you
work hard.
kidding?
We had to work
What
hard,
in the
real talk.
world?
But nah, I like how you said that too when it comes to songwriting. Like that's something I was low key heavy on. No cap. When I first started writing music, I felt like, you know, if I was to use any curse words, I feel like
Right.
I'm playing myself. Like
Right.
I'm meaning I ain't got nothing else to say. Like I'm just using that as a space filler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why even to this day, like if I do it, it's intentional. Like I was feeling like that at the moment. But for the most part, I'm
Right.
playful with words. Like I done my whole background music is just music in general. Like you just artists. It's a collage of artists, but I'm playful with words, so I can still say what I want to say instead of
Without it.
just being direct, but wrap it up for a listener to
Right.
unravel it. Like, oh, that's where he got that from. Or I might tell you what I'm referencing, and you might just uh, like I say, one line I said, she nasty like sugar, can't hold her liquor. So it's like if you thinking about Friday after next, and you think about who Sugar was,
Right.
and you think about her,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I be talking, you know,
Okay.
stuff like that. But yeah, nah, I feel like that's the creative part because I feel like I'm taking away from myself if I
Right.
just if I do it, it might be the most I might say is nigga or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna
Right.
say too many and that like that. Like
Right.
it's already damn near radio ready, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Um,
This next one for sure is gonna need a lot of edit, but it's only because it's like it's kind of like it's a freaky song,
yeah,
but in my defense, it's freaky to my man. You know what I mean? Like any song
cause
I make, it's to who would be my man. You know
so
what
it's
I'm
like a fantasy type record, like how
right,
Ludacris did back then.
right, but it's
Yeah,
literally like in the song, it's like I'm singing to my man. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
not like it's just like, oh, any man in the world,
yeah,
oh, come pull up on me. You know, it's like
yeah.
I'm literally talking to.
You got substance. You got
Yeah,
substance.
but
You ain't just
it is rated R or X,
yeah.
or, you know.
I
But
say, you know, you said it, you know, parental advisor, you know, is
yeah,
it's just what it is. If you decide to let your that's what you know, the accountability got to come in
yeah,
with parents though, because it's like, but it's just crazy how much access is easy. It's just you
yeah,
know, a finger snap.
no, for sure.
So when we speaking of the type of music you write and you put out, like what are some important messages you aim to convey through your music in general?
Um, in general, I mean, I just like I said, like I'm a hopeless romantic. Like I believe in love. Like I have a song, even like "Be Myself." It's about being able to be myself with a man. But I think it's just all about love. Like because I grew up seeing my parents love each other my entire life. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like in a world where like almost no one really cares about that anymore, where people are just like okay, like you know being in situationships for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, and it's like, I want people to believe again, like how we used to believe in Santa.
Yeah, like it ain't dead. It's still
Yeah,
out here,
like,
you know.
like it's a real thing. Like, there are great women out here, who can
Yeah,
literally be as nasty as you want and cook and massage your feet, house clean, like, who can do all those things happily every single day for the rest of their lives and never complain about a thing, you know? As long as, obviously a man is being a man, you know?
right.
So,
Nah, I feel like social media is messed a lot of the social realm up in a sense too. I
yeah,
say it's a red and blue pill though. It's all on how you use it, but
yeah,
definitely, it's kind of heightened certain things to make people believe in a sense. Like the algorithm is showing men versus women, women versus men. Like that's why I be trying to stay away from all this stuff like that because I'm
yeah,
like, man, I don't have time to wrap my brain around it. I'm not
no,
trying to
for
put
sure.
out no song telling no women how to be a woman. Like that's just not what I'm doing.
Right.
Real talk. Um, so nah, hold on, real quick. Wendy sit on Instagram. What was something that kept you going during hard times when you wanted to give up?
What, on my music?
Yeah, like if you ever felt like giving up, like what was something that kept you going?
Yeah, no, 100%. Just time. You know, it doesn't even have to be all about the money, but just the time that I put into this. I've taken away time from where I could, you know, I don't know, be in church, getting saved, you know, or finding a husband, or, you know, spending with my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I have literally stolen time from my life for this one objective. You know what I mean? So, like, I can't quit, because then all of that is for what? For what? It's for
Mm-hmm.
what? You know, like, so it's just literally like telling myself, like, it's got to pay off. It's got to pay off. It's gonna pay off. It will pay off. It's just when, you know.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle though. You ain't
Yeah.
gonna never be able to give up on it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, it's one of them things where it's like you can't get away from it. It's an
Yeah.
addiction, literally. Like,
Like, it's a part
you
of
gonna
me.
hear a beat, you gonna hear something that's gonna
Yeah.
make you just like get to it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like it's embedded.
Yeah.
Um, what she say? She said, "Yes, I can tell she loves love. I do too. She is such a breath of fresh air for me."
Thank you. Thank
What are your thoughts on the current state of the music industry? I want to hear this. Like, how do you feel, from when you started doing music to going through all these different transitions, the artists, like, what do you feel the current state is of it? I mean, even from the R&B side too.
I mean, truthfully, I can say I'm appreciative to a certain extent, you know, because of how it has evolved, you know, because it does really make your success now about you. You know, like, you really have more opportunity from your home. So that's really where it's kind of like, if you really want this, like, you can have it if you put in the hours and the time. Versus back in the day, like, you had to be on somebody's corner, you had to be trying to go to the Apollo, you know, like, you had to, like, try to put yourself in these different spaces, and social media wasn't really a thing, you know, like, we had YouTube, you know. But
Yeah,
even that, it
MySpace.
was hard to, you know, really figure it out. But I mean, and then, like, every to each his own. You know, I can't really judge what somebody else enjoys creating. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, there literally is probably a person who, like, hates love, and it's like, fuck that shit. I ain't never loving again, and I ain't never gonna
Yeah,
think about it, talk about it, think about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the lane they're in, and so that's the music they're gonna provide, because that's what they're into. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really judge it. I did for a while, just because it's like, I want to hear good music. Like, I want to hear something good, you know? And, like, it got to the point where I couldn't, like, still, like, turn the radio off. I can't. I
that's the
try
honesty. Look,
occasionally, like, we got some good stuff going, and then it's just like, ugh, like, I just can't. Like, I got to turn the radio off.
I appreciate you being honest, because I be feeling like this sometimes too, and I be hearing stuff because I be tired of certain things I be hearing. But
Yeah.
I respect the art, but I'm
Right.
just like,
Right.
it literally tells me like where like the younger generation really going, what's really going on. Like, I can hear it through the music, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man.
Yeah.
But I'm not hating on it at all. Like, I support the creativity, the
Yeah.
music, the production, and everything. But it's like, where do we draw the line at for real?
Right.
You know? And
Kids just want to dance these days. I don't even think they really care about what they're dancing to. If it
nah.
makes them dance and they can do their little TikTok, like, they're cool. You know?
No, facts. And that's a whole different thing to me too. It's like, you might be out somewhere, somebody got their camera up like this. The world around them has disappeared, but
Yeah.
in that they're
Oh
in
my
their own world.
God. They're at the
you know.
grocery store, there at the red light, like, everybody's, like, TikToking it
And
everywhere.
you see the video and it make it feel like everything around that is in sync with it. But then when you
Right.
actually see it in person, it's like, man. But I don't knock it though. Whatever y'all got going on,
Right.
I just like having both sides of the field where, like, I really can go out there and build a relationship with people
Yeah.
in person, and I value that a lot.
Yeah.
Versus, with the virtual social media, it's like I'm
Right.
using my values and what I feel and taking it online and still doing the same thing.
Yeah. Right.
For real.
Yeah.
So what are your Well, I kind of asked you your goals. Well, yeah, what are your your personal and professional goals and aspirations?
Um, so professionally, so I have a corporate job. So I I do at some point, like I would like to focus on my music. You know, I would like to be able to like wake up every single day and like that's what's on the agenda. You know, so really just professionally, like I don't need a lot. You know, like I really don't. And that may sound stupid and people may think that that's like ridiculous, but I legitimately like I don't need a lot. Like I don't like I would I can acquire more, you know what I mean? But like the reality of it is like for my personal life, like I just like I wanna sit on a rocking chair when I'm 60 and just like watch the sunset, you know, with my man. You know, like so personally, like I want a simple life, you know, like I want to not have stress, you know, for the most part, besides, you know, human and life and, you know, things. But
Right.
I want to just be at peace and be happy, you know, and talk to God and, you know, like make sure my children never forget how to pray, you know, like that. Those are the things that are important to me. But with my music, like obviously I'm going to go as hard as it requires, you know, me to go. So I'm never going to say, oh no, I don't want that opportunity because it's way too great and I just want to sit on a rocking chair. I'm not going to do that, obviously, you know what I mean? But like I do like if my music can help me get away from clocking in on somebody else's, you know, clock, like that's the goal, isn't it? So
No, facts. It definitely is. And you being realistic. Like a lot of it's just a misconception of what social media be too, is like you know, people just think like, you know, social media is whatever I show you and how I display it. It is for the brand, but like far as the lifestyle and stuff, it's like people is not really being all the way with it. You know, it's just whatever they can put up there, and you know, you only gonna see the good moments, but nobody want to show the other side of when life be life, and you know. But ultimately, you know, it's not about what makes everybody else happy in society. It's what makes you happy as a whole, what fulfills you and your soul on the inside, what you can live with and be at peace with, you know. Because you'll have people that got millions and billions and go commit suicide, you know, like stand in front of a train, all type of crazy stuff, you know. So it's like basically keeping your sanity and keeping your peace, you know, is more than anything. Um, so what advice would you give to other female artists who are just starting out, you know, on their journey?
um make sure this is what you want. Be sure, like be sure. um I think like a lot of people sometimes get into it not fully understanding like what challenges can come, especially as a woman. It's hard out here. It's hard, and you have to get to a certain point where you're able to use your discernment. And I suggest you have your discernment in order before you step foot in this game, because a lot of people are going to promise you a lot of things. A lot of people are going to offer you a lot of things. A lot of people are going to approach you with opportunities that don't actually exist, and they might exist. Like the person may actually have access to this or may actually be doing this, but the reality of it is sometimes it's a bait and hook. You know, you're still a woman, you still got that thing that they want, you know, and sometimes that's the first thing they want. So it's just important to really like pay attention, you know, to the company that you keep. Pay attention to how people handle their business. Because when somebody approaches you professionally, you're going to see when they're about their business. You're going to see, you know, and always never be afraid to say, hey, you know, chill out on that, you know, because either they're going to respect it or they're just not. And that wasn't an opportunity God had for you anyway. So definitely use your discernment. Use your discernment every step of the way. Even if you have to take a few moments to go talk to God, like, God, I don't know if this is what it is, you know, do it. Yeah.
Nah, that's major. And appreciate you saying that, as well, because it is predators in that type of lane too. It's just coming different ways. Like it don't necessarily stop, with a child when they say, they got the van with the candy and everything else. It's still, it still happens.
Yeah.
Um so far, musically, in your whole career, like what has been the most rewarding aspect, of just being involved, with music in general for you?
Um, I think it keeps me young. I do. I think it puts like a little bit of like game day energy. Like
Hmm.
anybody who's played sports, like you know what it feels like going through practice all week, but once game day's here, like it's like whew, that adrenaline. Like I enjoy it, like every aspect of it. Like I enjoy not going to sleep until 3 o'clock and having to wake up at 5 o'clock and feeling like a complete lunatic, but somehow finding a way to like smile and like make my eyes not look so tired, and like kick it, and hit the road. Like I just it reminds me what I'm actually capable of, like outside of like cooking, and like good massages. I don't know. Yeah.
Nah,
So
fact.
yeah.
Now I feel that it's like unlocking your full potential, another side of you, because we all got talents, but it's about how we use them.
Yeah, for
Like I
sure.
said, if you don't use it, you lose it. You get lost in the sauce. But it's like me noticing what I'm capable of, and it's like the impact, the influence you have on people as well through your words,
Yeah.
it's major. It's a good feeling.
Mhm.
Like just to have people respond when they see your, hear your music for the first time, a complete stranger, and
Right.
they embrace you, or they
Right.
like it's
Yeah.
different. You perform, people running up to you, trying to get you, get in contact and want to do a collab. Like it just hit different,
Yeah.
different space.
Yeah.
Um, so out of your personal catalog, can you describe a song that has had like a profound impact on you? Like that you wrote and it's just gonna always be like dear to you.
Yeah. Um, I think be myself. I really do, and I think it's because no, I know it's because like if even if you watch the video, like mind you, like I put out a lot of things prematurely, just getting back into doing music. You know what I mean? So I didn't properly like market or promote or push a lot of the things that I have out. So learning, like I said, taking a step back this year, learning that side of it so that I don't make those mistakes again going forward. But be myself. There's a video to it, and even like watching through the video, it literally shows exactly like verbatim what it feels like, like because yeah, sure, I want to be like sexy, I want to be looking good, I want to, do all that, but then also like I'm a goof, like I like to joke, like I want to like play hide and seek in the dark as an adult, like
Yeah.
I just I'm not super serious, and it's not like don't take me serious, like because I read the room, I know how to handle myself, but when it comes to like a partnership, like with somebody who I want to spend my life with, like I want to be able to be funny and literally tell you like I'm damn near Kevin Hart, and you be like, bitch, no you ain't, but laugh, like I don't know, like be myself for sure is, I think, like an anthem for me.
Like that'd be like, the introductory, the Ciara Alis, you feel
Yeah.
like when they see it, they like, okay, I can get all of her in this one video somewhat, or
Yeah,
this one song.
literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that. So well, you already said, well, yeah. How do you maintain your unique voice and style while adapting to the industry changes, as we spoke of earlier?
hmm I think truthfully, like I don't listen to a lot of music. I don't listen to a lot of music. That way, I'm not taking on too much influence. Just because, like I
Mm.
said, like I listened to Mariah Carey so much, I literally started to sound like her. Like I didn't know what Ciara sounded like for a hot minute,
Yeah.
growing up. So it's like finding my voice. It's like I can literally like hear a song, but when I sing it, I'm gonna sound like me. You know what I mean? And I think
Yeah.
that just comes from just staying true. Like I don't want to be anybody but me. Like, and I just hope that's enough. For people. And that's bottom line.
Nah, I feel like originality, just as though artists too, they got their own lane. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they recycled something from people they idolized and influenced
Yeah,
them.
like
But when
sampling.
you,
Oh, I love to sample. That's
yeah,
probably one of my most favorite things to do.
yeah,
I love
nah,
samples. If any beat I hear that has a sample, I'm instantly like, yep, 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 I want it.
nah, I feel that. I recently just found a producer that do that, and he kind of flip it. I'm like, this
Yeah.
would be good for like some mixtape type of stuff, but I
Right.
know I'm not gonna be able to sell this, but still I
Right.
can give people something to
It's
listen to.
fun.
I can give some people, market it some type of way.
Yeah.
Fact. So can you share any upcoming projects or plans that you're excited about?
Um, Mostly this video. This video. It's called "Take Me Down." That's the name of the song. I think I can talk about it. It's
Okay.
featuring an artist from Florida. His name's Big Kuza. And it goes crazy. Like I'm just so excited because I really got out of body. I got out of body for the song, for the video. Like I got out of body and like I look good and it sounds good. And it's like it's gonna be shocking for sure. But it's not overly like yeah, that's enough. That's what I'm excited for.
All right, see, y'all got the sneak peek right there. So when can they be expecting this? Maybe probably towards the end of the year. What they call it?
Fourth quarter?
Yeah, what season they call it?
Wait, what
What
is
they
it?
call it? Nah, they say hot girl summer, whatever, city girl summer, then they say the winter time is what, cuffing season or whatever.
Oh, cuffing season? Okay.
That type of
Oh,
record.
maybe I like that idea. Maybe I like that idea.
They say everybody
I just
inside.
can't wait. Like I'm like holding on for dear life. Like I've literally been about to like leak some clips. Like
Yeah.
that's how excited I am. But I'm not.
Mhm. Nah, facts though. Y'all already heard it. It's on the way for real. So how do you ensure that your music remains relevant and meaningful over time? So you feel like this as an artist, you sticking to your sound and stuff will make it memorable in a sense, because how we was talking about timeless music, like music be coming out so fast now, you
Yeah.
don't even really remember it too much like that. The
Mhm.
impact be like for the moment, it boom on to the next. Like,
Yeah. Um, I think the best way to do that is just to keep making music like from my heart, from my soul, what feels good. I think that's the best way, and I feel like because that's with anything, and like even like not being so hard on myself to try to like fit in, because maybe it's just not my time, and that's okay. Like that's okay as long as, the time comes. So like I'm not in a rush. Like, yeah, of course, who doesn't want it to, happen, sooner than later?
telling you.
Of course, but like I'm okay waiting my turn. I'm okay waiting my turn and continuing just to make good music that makes people like want to be in love, and at some point it'll do its thing.
Nah,
It'll do
it's
what it's supposed
it's
to.
definitely coming, and you got a purpose behind it too. Like where you're headed with it. Some people just trying their hands with whatever works, but they always say like, as long as you stay down with it and wait till it actually, don't give up on it and it didn't pop yet. Like
Yeah.
you gotta really keep going until
Yeah,
it like gotta have the patience.
for
But
sure.
like you say, you be doing it all your life, and you be like, man, how patient I gotta be, God.
Right.
We gonna drop it on me, like,
Like,
God,
Lord, come
real.
on.
He's like, I've been doing what you told me to do now. Like,
Right. Like,
like you keep opening the door for me, but it's cracked, and I can only get my foot
right.
through the door. I can't get my whole body
It's
in.
like
I'm
he just
trying to
wants
see,
me to see a little bit. Like, come
trying to
on
see what's going on for real. But so what does Ciara Alis manifest for herself both personally and artistically before the year is out? Like what you already see in the works already.
So definitely like engagement and my streams are about to go crazy. And it's mostly just because like I said, just studying and coming up with that mathematical equation that's gonna, so and I'm confident. I'm confident in it. So definitely my birthday's January. So really like I'm just gonna like say it's like my birthday present, not necessarily like a New Year thing.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I feel that.
Yeah.
So, any shout outs or recognition you would like to give to those who've been supporting you along the way on your journey?
Yeah, of course. So Shakti Studios, like I said, like he's been recording me for like 10 or more years at this point, and like he's so good at what he does, and like he genuinely believes in me with every fiber of his being. And it's hard to find people like that at all in life, who really like stick by you, push you, support you, like even when you're dumb, and that's one thing. Like he'll call me on my shit, but he also lets me, figure things out, like because I'm a grown woman, so it's like that's one thing I can appreciate about him. Um, Also, like I know I'm gonna not forget, but there's a lot of people right now, and I think that's with anybody who's coming up. Like you have so many people who are trying to help you in one way or another. One thing I can say, I4 Chapman, um, he's really like bringing me in on a lot of things and a lot of opportunities. Um, I love what they're doing, for the community, and um, that's something like I'm excited to be a part of, to be able to have something that can translate from, okay, this week we're doing this in music, and then next week we're doing this volunteer community event, which there's one August 18th in Orlando. So I'll be doing that with them, the volunteering, and so it's really just building those relationships right now. Obviously, like all media platforms, like you guys especially, it's important for artists coming up who people don't necessarily know or may have never even knew I existed, at this point. So all the media outlets, podcasts, who stand for something, when it comes to up and coming artists, and it's very much appreciated. So.
No, facts. It's an honor to have you on here. Like I said, and for sure we stand on business over here. It's a safe platform. It's a place where people can express themselves, tell their story, let them plant their seeds. It's hands off, but we digest in the store, from the other end, stuff that people may not know. Like I say, you want to get the full story, like so people can trust the process, because even though it looks like this over here is like, but you got to understand from my personal life to this and all that, for me to get here, to get the greatness, you got to go through something,
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
But nah, for sure. Shout out to I4 Chapman too. Make sure y'all go check out his episodes. But yeah, homie a real one. Like he definitely supported us, from the very beginning, to now. And definitely appreciative of that. But like I say, it's an honor to have you on. I'm just sitting back ready to see what come up next. I'm excited. Like I say, from the moment I heard your material, heard it, I was like, oh, we gotta lock in, and just for you to reach back out that fast, like I said, I was like, okay, yeah, we got another one, another exclusive. But and also,
I'm down to come back. I'm down to come back, because I promise you.
Oh yeah.
We about to do this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah. Make sure. Oh yeah, I'm definitely flattered to hear that too about the music on the other end. But yeah, it's something special behind the scenes. Gonna maybe be coming. Y'all gonna really hear what's going on. Got to bring back the good feeling. Like you got to touch the soul, and once you touch the soul, you got the mind. Once you got the mind, it's up from there.
Right.
Like you want people to remember you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how great of an artist, I feel like you'll be. Just from hearing what you putting out, So like I say, you got our full support over here. Anything that you put down or whatever, we always gonna repost. we always like I say, we bring people back just to catch up with them and get an update on what's going on. You know, we just gonna keep following the journey. Like I say, we already know it's bigger and better things to come, you know. But last but not least, before we get you out of here, you know, what does the word underdog mean to you? Or when you hear the word underdog?
Underdog, for me, it's a very temporary statement. It's a very temporary statement, and for me, it's a driving word. You know, like when I hear underdog, like it gives me motivation. You know what I mean? Like I said, very temporary. Like, you know, this is where I am right now, but I promise you, it won't be this way for long. You know, so.
Nah, for real, everybody got an underdog story.
Don't count me out.
Facts. Real talk, you know. I feel like everybody started out as an underdog. You know, you got the naysayers, you got all that, but it's like the ability to know, like, when you know yourself and you believe in yourself, you know your worth. You know, and it's a whole world. It's a whole world of people out here. You know, so it's infinite support on all avenues. So it's like you can't sleep on yourself. You know, you got a destination you headed to, and you can't miss the flight. Real. But like I say, we appreciate you, Ciara Alis. You know, enjoy the rest of your day. This was season 1, episode 6, Songbird Stories, featuring Ciara Alis, award-winning R&B Artist of the Year at the 7th Annual Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta 2023. We got Lakeland. We had Lakeland's own singer and songwriter. Appreciate you, Queen.
Thank you very much.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon.
I'm enlightened, I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause they don't got no curfew.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet.